Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another reaction to critique partner feedback or beta feedback, however you like to call it. The person who's giving me feedback is actually one of my writing besties, kind of like besties outside of writing too. We chat all the time. Her name is Melissa. I really have to give her a huge shout out for giving me feedback and doing what I think. I mean, I haven't read the feedback yet, but I'm assuming this is like A+ feedback. Melissa is also an editor at Augur magazine, Augur Society. That's how we met. She has so many exciting things going on. She has a newsletter. She has like 100,000 million publications in short stories, and she also has some publications in poetry. So anyway, I have to give a shout out to her, and we're gonna look at the feedback that she gave me to my secret project. What I didn't do my last beta feedback reaction is to give more context to my project, so we're gonna try to do it now. I feel like you're a little slanted actually. Is this better? I think this is a little better. This is what I get for wearing all black and I have black hair. I just look like a blob, I guess. So my secret project is a secret project because I guess like dream, I don't even want to use the word goal because goal seems too realistic. The dream is to self-publish this, but I won't self-publish this unless book 1 is perfect and book 2 is also perfect and is ready to be published. If I am publishing, it's not gonna be like self-publishing. I'm not gonna make readers wait like 1 or 2 years between books, at least not unless I have a lot of backlog books. Not the right word, backlist books. It's also a secret project too because this genre is not what I typically write in. So if you guys know me, you'll know that I write primarily science fiction and fantasy with like a huge emphasis on science fiction. Most of the publications I have are in sci-fi, and this genre is completely outside sci-fi and fantasy, so you can, you know, assume what you think it is. And because it's so outside of my realm of what I typically write, I was thinking that if I were to publish it, it would be under a pen name. If you watched my last reaction video, I was like a little bit more like silly or unserious in that one. I feel like I take traditional publishing kind of unseriously because at one point or another you're gonna have to relinquish a lot of control, right? Because you can write the best book possible and you can query it and it can not go anywhere, right? But with self-publishing, like it's the total opposite. You have like all the control, and so I take this beta reader feedback like quite seriously because there really is nothing stopping you from publishing if you're not planning on working with an editor. And I don't think I will be I don't think I will be hiring a developmental editor, or I don't know, like I was looking into like Anna Huang's editor actually, but yeah, so I'm a little bit more serious, and I think I ranted a little bit long enough. I'm kind of nervous, not as nervous as my last one. Do I need to say anything else? I think like what I'm mostly looking for, because this genre is like a little bit unconventional for me, I just want to know if like, I don't know, just like first impressions, reader thoughts. Is this making sense? Is there a push forward? Because things are very specific with this genre. It has a lot of beats like you have to hit, so I'm just making sure, like I just want a second opinion to read this. So I think I'll look at the edit notes first just for the sake of this video. Oh my god. Oh, I'm like literally chatting with her right now. I'm gonna tell her I'm reading her feedback. Okay. I really liked these opening pages. Also, I'm abbreviating, like summarizing everything, like keeping it spoiler free. So if it's confusing, I'm sorry. I know she's done this. I'm assuming because she needs to do this so she can do that. I'm not sure why though. What's there? I know there's a mystery surrounding her brother. The storyline has some interesting intrigue. I assume it'll weave nicely with the story, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds. And yes, I love this one character. Here's what I don't know yet. What she feels, okay, I don't know. How do I say this without like spoiling it? Okay, I'm gonna process this internally. Okay. She makes this decision to do something at the beginning of the book, and my friend is wondering, is she okay with this? Is she disgruntled? I'm not sure. She seems like she's okay with it, but if she's okay with it, then where are the sticky points? What are the sticky points of tension with this act that my character did at the beginning of the book? Something to think about. If you lay this out later, I suggest front loading this only so the reader understands my character's inner turmoil. This makes for great tension. This is like a really, really good point. I think I need to do more thinking about this because my character is okay but is not okay with it, unless that can be something, like unless that can be like the tension that she kind of regrets this action that she made in the beginning, but she also understands what it's going to do for her later in the end and how that interacts with her character arc. So okay, something to think about, definitely. Whew. Oh my God, getting really nervous. Okay, so my main character is interacting with this other character and she's saying that they seem to have history, but it feels one-sided. She says, not sure if this is your intention, but that's my perception. This book is a dual POV, so I'll think about it after I read through her notes again, but I think that will be cleared up in that character's POV. Okay. The stakes. I'm not sure what she loses. You may want to front load these stakes or make your stakes more clear because at the moment I'm not sure what they are. Yeah, that's a really good point because I don't know either. I think, you know what, maybe I just need to make it more clear. Or what I need to do, what I could do instead is brainstorm how to make the stakes like more stakey, so that there's something to lose. Like the readers know immediately like what there is to lose if my main character doesn't get what she wants. Okay, we can do it. We can figure out something. Okay. So, also pause, sorry. I forgot to say this in the beginning, but my friend who's giving me this feedback, she got feedback on her first 3 chapters, I think, from this famous writer of this genre. I think she won it or something. I can't exactly remember. But after she had that meeting with that author, we were talking about her book. I think that's the spark of why I wanted to get feedback, because I wasn't confident anymore for my story after like she got her feedback from that author. Anyway, so now in this part of the edit letter, she's saying that okay, sorry, this is what she's saying. Here's the biggest thing to think about. And I bring this up because that famous author said the same thing to me, which threw me for a loop. So nothing throws my main character off her axis. She's just going on about her day. Yes, there's these things happening and these things happening. If you have this later on, maybe front load this. According to that famous author, this should be in the first 10 pages. I thought I had this in mind, but when I spoke to that author, she made me realize that everything that happened to my main character was somewhat expected. Sure, there was surprises, but nothing that threw her world for a loop. So upon this feedback, I went back and read a bunch of these kind of books, and yes, this does happen. Here is my favorite example. Okay, something needs to throw my main character for a loop. Something needs to shooketh her. So I think if this is the case... Oh, by the way, I was like, because like my friend and I, like Melissa and I, we had chatted about this with her novel. What she's saying to me is not really new to me because we were discussing it from like for her book, and it does seem that I have the same like problem, which is that my main character needs to be like shooketh, like her world needs to be like shooketh. And I really think it's this genre. I think I need to brainstorm, and I think I can combine this with like the stakes that she mentioned in the beginning. Yeah. Things to think about. But this is good. This is excellent. This is really good. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. So she left a bunch of inline comments. But before, I mean, I think I'm definitely gonna like obviously read this again. But I think the 3 things my friend mentioned, I think we can like somewhat combine them together. I don't know how yet, but we'll think about it. So the stakes, like how does she feel about the decision she made? How do we tie that to what does she lose, or what do we think she's gonna lose from making that decision? And tie in like how does these 2 things feed into her world being like shooketh in the first 10 pages. So 3 things. I really think we can solve these 3 things with like one really good scene or like one really good idea. I just like don't really know exactly what that is yet, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going. Okay, we're gonna read through. Okay, also, oh, she didn't mention pacing too much, but I actually think this first chapter is like really long. It's about 3,000 words, I think. And I think that's really long for this genre I'm writing. Also, if you guys want to guess what genre I'm writing, leave a comment down below. I love to hear your guesses. No, my first chapter is 4,800 words. Like, okay. Yeah, okay. My first page is kind of like a ton of exposition. And I think it's a little boring, and I think it's not that interesting. But I kind of like how the exposition is there because you get the voice and you get the tone, you kind of get some context. And just me chatting with my friend about just general life stuff and writing. She did tell me that she thinks my first paragraph could be like chopped. So let's see what she like actually thinks here. So she says, I think this is great background that might be better serve your story if you sprinkled it throughout the first chapter. Like, yeah. At the moment, it feels too heavy to front load all this, but not unuseful, just misplaced as it feels like background info to suggest the passage of time. If you decide to keep it here, think about why you want to start the story with a memory, specifically like a specific memory during this time period of her life. How does that set up the chapter? Do you need it to tell the chapter? If not, then maybe start it a little later. I think we can cut it. I think the first chapter needs a complete, like, I'm not even sure if we're starting in the right place right now. We'll see. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, this could be an interesting start of the book. You have to update the rest of this paragraph if you decide to start it here. Oh. By starting here, you also set up the main character's age right away. We know this happens, so okay, that's a good point. In page 1, we're guessing why this memory is important. And the memory and like my main character's actual when and where is like a long period of time. So I think that's what she's saying. Like, and you know what? I actually had this feedback before, and I think it's just like, I don't even know what it is. I don't know why I do it, but like, I feel like I'm really good at not grounding the character. And I think something that I was trying to work on in like the young adult fantasy was like grounding the character immediately in their surroundings, so readers know like when and where they are and like why this matters. These are such good comments. I really wish I could like show you guys bits of the prose, like the text, so you know what I'm talking about. But I don't think that's happening, sorry. So I'm gonna just like read through these by myself. And if there's anything that sticks out, because these are such like specific like line level comments, because I'm not sharing any of the language, like any of the writing this time. So I'll just glance through it. If I see something like really interesting, I'll share it. Ooh, I really like this. Okay, I guess I can share this one. The line is, I could hear the syllables and the words, but the shape was a freeform abstract painting. It was like trying to interpret a Jackson Pollock painting up close. Oh, I don't like the line, the repetition of the painting, but that's fine. I think I know what to do. I don't even think I need to, okay, I'm gonna read the rest of the feedback, but I think I know what to do. I need to like cut this whole beginning out, start in the middle, and do some world shooketh thing that I need to brainstorm. I think my camera is overheating. I see like the flashy temperature thing. Okay, she sent me a resource on this writing technique called motivation reaction unit. I think what this is saying, I think like what's happening is that like the prose is like breaking up, and so the the reaction is not there. And like the impact of that is not there. I think what she's saying is that something bad happens and you react, so the readers understand the connection. But I think what I'm doing is like action, internal reflection, and then reaction. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Oh my god, I do so many echoes. I cleared my throat. I said this like twice. How many times did I say this? You know what's funny? Like the comments that she's making the most are it's something that I added like right before I sent it to her, and I think it's obvious because I'm getting like most of the comments on that. But now that there's some work that needs to be done, I don't know if we actually need it. This whole description is fucking gorgeous. Oh, thanks. I don't even know what am I even writing. Okay, here's another comment. I like that this is something she feels like she has to lie, something that seems to have practiced before, but I think we need a breadcrumb of this sentiment earlier. Just something to note, either A, her embarrassment, or B, why she feels the need to lie, or C, why she wants to disassociate herself from this event, this place. I don't get a sense of that right now, and you'll likely dive into the reasons for her feeling this way throughout the book, but at this point we just need a drop of how she feels here. Okay. Oh hell yeah, 88, let's fucking go. I think she's saying this because like 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. It's related to like it's similar sounding to the word for like prosperity. Okay, so that's pretty much well, not everything. She left me a lot of comments, but this is really good feedback. I think these changes are gonna make the book so much better. I just need to figure out what the shook at the stuff is. And I think what she's enjoying the most should be like front loaded, because it's coming like so much later in the book, or in the first chapter, because my first chapter was like 5,000 words. There's so much for me to think about right now, but this is all like really, really good. And in the event that Melissa is watching this, thank you so much. This was amazing. I'm so grateful I have like someone who cares so much about my work, and I know everything she's saying is only trying to make my book better, and I know 100% that her feedback will make this book stronger. And I've always known she's a great editor because like she sent me some of her stuff, and obviously like we work at Augur, and a lot of the contributors like always comment like her editing style is just so caring and gentle and like constructive, and I especially like that because we're friends. It's not like as much beating around the bush. Oh my god. Okay, where I am in this current draft right now is that I kind of like started rewriting the book from the beginning, or re-editing the book from the beginning. I was stuck around the midpoint, but I think what I can do actually is that maybe the reason why I'm stuck around the midpoint is because the beginning can be a little bit more fleshed out, because it's like the shooketh part, like her world needs to be shooketh. Like the words that she used was something needs to throw my main character off her axis. It can't just be an expected day, something needs to throw her off. And I had like little bits of things here and there, but it's not enough to like throw her off. So I think I can combine that with the midpoint, or with what can be happening in the midpoint, like kind of like tie it. Does that make sense at all? But yeah, this is really good. Okay, I'm gonna read the motivation reaction unit. I'm gonna link it down below. And thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know how your writing projects are going, and I will see you in my next one very soon. Bye.